Okay guys, we are going to cover 5 defenses to the arm lock. Okay, we're going to start in the mounted, or what some people call the crossbody arm lock, and talk about just 5 ways to escape this position. Okay, so we're going to start early. Early prevention is key. So if you are in this situation, you're mounted, your number 1 defense is, what was it Mr. Miyagi said? Do you remember? Best defense?
Best defense, no be there.
No be there, right? So don't be there. Don't extend your arms, all right? And if you're extending your arms, you have to be very, very cautious about when and where. So he's smart. He knows that if he wants my arm, he's going to attack my neck. And so what happens is we lose perspective of where our arm is because we're really focused on the little voodoo that's going on here. He's trying to attack. And look, I expose my arm. He slides up, okay? So my best defense is not to extend my arm up, all right? When he transitions from one side to the next, the defense needs to take over with this side. Okay, so let's rewind. So if I'm here like this, and he starts to bring the hand over for the choke, I need to switch. I don't want this elbow to come up off the mat too far. Because if I'm up just a little bit, all he needs to do is use his knee, and his knee works like a ramp, and his hip and his knee kind of push my arm up. So his weight is transferred on his hand here, so when he starts really attacking the neck, I make the mistake, he slides up. Okay, now, the next step for him is to block my spine, all right? Once he's here like this makes it very difficult for me to shrink my arm, all right? So before that happens, if I notice this threat, let's turn this way a little bit. If I notice his hip slides up and he starts to select my arm, I need to move my head away so I can shrink my elbow back down, all right? Just be ready to protect your neck, all right? Now, if he gets up here and he blocks me here and I know the arm lock is coming, he's blocked me here. Obviously, I need to protect my neck from the choke, but I don't want this arm to be hanging out. I also don't want to be selling my defense either. But when he goes to pass the leg over the head, I'm going to sneak this arm inside, right underneath of his knee, okay, like this. Now, very important how you block. You want this arm, you want this arm to be deep here, up on your forearm. You don't want to be here, because this will slide. All right, he's going to bend, and you're going to lose that grip. So you really need to lock that in. It's like you're choking your own forearm. All right. So when we're here like this, as he passes the leg, I don't want to be here right away because he's going to deal with this before he passes the leg. So I'm going to sneak it in at the right time. He goes to pass the leg over. I sneak this hand inside, and I frame here. Same idea. I don't want my hand to be weak here because he can pull this right out. All right. I want to be here like this. Now, as he's sitting, before he really settles in and digs his heels in, I'm already extending and moving my body away, okay? I'm not trying to push him off of me. I'm holding him there. I shrink my elbow to the floor, all right? Now, let's get into the arm lock. You're a little bit deeper. Come on down. Pass the leg over the head. Good. Okay. So, I'm here. I don't like this grip very much. It's a pretty strong grip, but it's easier for them to deal with. I still like this grip. Okay, so if I'm here like this, and I wasn't able to get my hand inside, this is great, this is better, but if I'm not able to do that, I still have a good defense here, okay? So what I need to do is, inch at a time, I keep shrinking. I shrink an inch at a time, and I'm just kind of like wiggling, okay? It's not a constant pull, it's a shrug. I twist my hips, I shrink the elbow until my elbow gets to the floor, and then I can make space. I'm out of the arm lock already, okay? Now, let's go back there again. 2 options. The defense for the arm lock is easier when you're on the top. So if we're able to knock them over, you're going to be better off if you can get on top of them so you can use your weight and pressure to stack them, okay, to prevent the extension so that you can shrink your arm free. Now, a couple ways to do that. Number 1, Zaven's a smart guy. You see how I've got my basic defense here, but he's got his hand out for base. That makes it difficult for me to bump him this way, okay? Now, if he brings this hand here, over here to help with the fight, I can grab his hand, that takes away his post, I can bridge, and then I switch my hips, and now I'm gonna come up on top and stack him, okay? Once we get up here, then I can keep my weight here and shrink the arm. All right, so we can go over some arm lock defenses from the top a little bit later, but you guys get the idea. Now, if he doesn't do that, he's a smart guy, or he pulls the hand out to catch himself, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach around, I grab my own arm here. So this is my major defense here. This hand's gonna come around. Now pull your arm out. Get your arm free. I locked it in. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that grip, but he's got his arm all the way through, very standard grip. I come here and I grab inside, I grab around my own arm here. So it traps his arm in. Now, what I want him to think, because I know he has base here, is I want him to think that I want him to go this direction. I lock his arm in and I bridge that direction. He gives a little bit of a counter pressure that way. I move my hips out and I throw him down this way. Once I throw him down, I have to drive quickly, okay? So once he falls, I have to bridge into it and then switch my hips. And now I can put pressure to shrink the arm. Let's look at that again. So I'm in the arm lock. Okay, I've got his arm trapped here like this, okay? I bridge into him, but I'm already moving my hips out a little bit, okay? I bridge into him, I get the counter, I knock him down this direction because he doesn't have base over here. Now I can't just lay down because he'll just push me down with his leg, okay? So what I want to do is I want to drive into it. So once he falls, I need to be at an angle where I can drive into him and I can switch my hips to be able to kind of come up on top and have a good base to defend. Now, let's say he's super smart, okay? And he uses the leg. Yes, go ahead. Go for the arm lock here. I'm defending. I got the leg locked in here. I bridge, I try this counter, he pushes me down. Now here's the cool thing. He's pushing me down, okay, with this leg. So it makes it difficult for me to come up, but he doesn't have his feet crossed, okay? So if his feet aren't crossed, I can grab my own collar. Even better if you can grab inside your own sleeve. Sit up for me, okay? Even this grip right here. If I grab inside my own sleeve, lay back. Take my arm. Go for it. It's very difficult, right? This is different. Easier for him to push the collar right out of my hand, okay? But here, different story. This is very strong, okay? So let's go back when we were talking about this. I go here, I want to grab something. Even if I can't grab inside my own sleeve, but guess what? His feet are open now. I use my elbow. Here, I push the leg down. I'm going to swing my hips this way. I swing my hips back this way. Try not to knee them in the head, okay? Try to swallow up their knee and extend and shrink your arm, okay? Very sneaky. I picked that up from here on Gracie a couple years ago, and I really like it a lot. The timing is the most important part, okay? We talked about, we were in the kids' class the other day, and we talked about timing and how important it is. So if I'm here like this, and I bridge, I go back this way, so he's countering all my moves. He's doing a good job. I grab here, just long enough to save me to use my elbow to push his ankle. I swing my hips this way. I swing my hips back this direction. I extend and I shrink my arm. So what I'm doing is effectively opening up his leg. So I want to cover as much of his leg as possible. If I can get all the way down here on his knee, that's even better, okay? So we were kind of explaining this to the kids the other day. The Three Stooges. Do you remember the Three Stooges? Okay. The most common attack from the Three Stooges was what? Yoink. Yes. Do it again. Boom. That's the defense. But the timing's important, right? If I just go like this, you're going to kick me in the groin. I'm going to drop my hand, then you can poke me in the eyes, okay? So it's important to develop the timing. And what you need to do is practice each one of those in isolation. So start with the first. Start with very, very simple defense, right? Best defense, don't be there. Right? Little by little, you get deeper into the position. And if you're struggling with it, what you want to do is ask your training partners to put you in the arm lock and start going for it, little by little, okay? And asking them to increase the level of resistance, okay? So you start with the first, you try to escape. If you're having difficulty, talk to your instructor. Hey, what am I doing wrong here? Can you help me with this position? Or ask your partner to lower down the response or the resistance so that you can have some success and you can learn how to do the technique with lower kind of stress level, okay? Because sometimes you get caught in the moment and the basic spar and it's like, oh man, I don't know what happened, but I got my arm caught, okay? So then you start recognizing the things that led up to the arm lock when you can kind of like slow things down. So if you're having difficulty with the arm lock in general, that's what I suggest you do. You want to start very, very slowly, start, working on the position, early prevention, moving your body, keeping your elbows tight, recognizing when you make the mistake, and then stopping and going back with your partner and practicing again. So Try those. Let us know what you think. Hope they help. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you soon.